Hi, people. So, welcome back with an amazing reviews of a book. Welcome to the Lazy Revolution today. So, hey everyone. Starting with a question for you. Do you ever feel guilty or for taking it so easy in your life? Or maybe you're always hustling, thinking that if you are not so busy, you'll be falling behind, right? If so, you're not alone. Today, we are diving into The Art of Laziness by Library Mindset, a book that flips our ideas about laziness upside down and shows us how slowing down can actually make us more creative, productive, and happy. Before we jump in, hit the comments and tell me, are you a good procrastinator? Or do you feel like you always have to be doing something? Like you can't feel you feel empty while sitting, or when you are with nobody. Let's see who's in the lazy enthusiast club and who is the more workaholic. Okay, so first we'll be talking about mindset, like taking responsibility and redefining the success. Okay, let's start with a poll. On a scale of 1 to 10, how guilty do you feel when you are not being productive? Like, of course, while you are sitting alone, or like, don't pretend to work, right? So, the book opens by challenging the idea that laziness is a flaw. Instead, it introduces productive laziness, the art of working smarter, not harder, and making time to rest, reflection, and real growth. That is taking 100% responsibility. A central tenet is personal responsibility of your life is your responsibility. Like, your life is your responsibility. No one else will do the work for you. And blaming others for your circumstances is really futile. The mindset shift is crucial for breaking free from unproductive cycles and embracing intentional action. The value of time. This part gets real. The author introduces the death calendar, like a visual that shows how many weeks the average person has in a lifetime. It's a wake up call to stop wasting time on the things that don't matter. Time is our most precious resource, right? The book introduces tools like Death Calendar, a visual representation of an average lifespan, to remind readers of the finite nature of life. This awareness encourages prioritizing meaningful activities and discourage procrastination, right? Like, for example, draw a simple grid representing your weeks left. Or you can use an online calculator. How does seeing your life in boxes make you feel? Like motivated, anxious, freeing? Let's talk about it, right? So here comes learning from mistakes. Mistakes are reframed not as failures but as opportunities for growth. The only true failure is never trying in the first place. There is a quote by George Bernard Shaw, like, success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same mistake the second time, right? So it's okay to do mistakes, everybody does it, but try to not repeat, because if you repeat the mistakes, it means that you didn't learn from your previous mistake, right? You try to think over your previous issue so that you can get the valuable from your previous mistake and you can improve your future, right? So here comes the science and philosophy of rest. Rest, we can look into this in two aspects. Like, first is rest as a catalyst for creativity, and like drawing on scientific research, the book demonstrates that periods of rest and idleness are essential for problem solving and innovative thinking. Constant activity leads to burnout and diminished returns, while strategic downtime allows the mind to process information, make connections, and generate new ideas to be worked upon in many other directions or different ways, so that you can show yourself, you can give your mind enough of rest, it so that it can think in so many different directions to work upon, right? And the other one is reflection and introspection. Like intentional laziness is also about making time for reflection. The author recommends a highly nightly ritual, a very small ritual you can perform every day, like spend 10 minutes reviewing your day, noting what you accomplished and what you need to do tomorrow. This practice fosters accountability, clarity, and sets the stage for focused action. Because, of course, while you will be uh, introspect your introspecting your complete day or your activities, you'll be getting clarity where you are wasting your time or where you need to improve yourself, right? Improve your activities or improve on the things you need to, I hope. Like, so next we'll be jumping upon strategies for productive laziness, right? Practical strategies we'll be talking upon. So here is one strategy in the book that is explained very well, that is prioritization and the 80-20 rule. This book advocates for the Pareto principle, that is 20% of your efforts yield 80% of your results. Okay, so focus on high impact tasks and let go of unnecessary activities. Like if you are having a task, so sitting for a longer period of time will make it more worse, right? So if you are having a task and you need to complete it in 1 hour, right? 20% of your efforts will mainly yield your 80% of the results, like maintaining yourself, disciplining yourself. While you discipline yourself, you are making yourself comfortable with your future self, right? You make yourself comfortable how you need to see yourself after some years. You will be working on that part, right? And step by step that will help you on a much greater level. You will not be struggling while sitting for so many hours, right? You will not be struggling while reading books. You will not be struggling while you are coding, and you will be studying and all. While if you choose something to complete in a limited time, you are already set to focus on anything. Second thing that matters is time management. Like there's a law explained in this book, that is Parkinson's law. It states that work expends to fill the time allotted for its completion, right? Here, the author suggests setting tighter deadlines to increase focus and efficiency, thereby freeing up more time for rest and creative thinking. If you bind yourself in a time frame for a work, you will definitely be going to have a much greater free time for yourself later on, right? And the most important thing is eliminating distractions. That is really very important while you jump in any of the single activity you need or you want to work upon. Like schedule specific times to check emails and messages. Like if you are checking emails 10 times a day, you'll definitely be distracting, right? Many people try to use YouTube for just say 5 minutes and they forget then, right? I also feel sometimes like I take out my phone and thinking, of course, I will be, scrolling for just 5 minutes, and when it goes to 1 hour, I myself don't realize. So stop them. Like, schedule a fixed time for everything extra that can distract yourself from your goal. Okay. Avoid unnecessary meetings. You don't need to attend any unnecessary meeting. Other than your important ones. Distance yourself from negative influences. Like whenever you'll be sitting in red flags, in Gen Z term we say it, but yes, whenever you sitting in a environment that doesn't go according to how you think, they're definitely going to influence you badly. And the time where you should have been thinking how to grow, how to proceed in future, you'll be stuck in a situation that is totally artificial, that is not natural to you. Okay, don't chase perfection when it's not needed, right? Chase perfection where it somehow helps you, right? For example, you want to get a job and you need to clear an exam, but you are making yourself comfortable in cutting vegetables and doing households and etc etc. So keep yourself keep maintain a safe distance from every distraction you can, right? And focus on what you love and what aligns with your goals, right? Here are some Japanese methods like uh, these often include like kaizen, that is continuous improvement, and pomodoro technique, time blocking technique, right? To help it will help you break the inertia and cultivate consistent and mindful action. Next we will be discussing on the characters and the perspectives, right? There are three type of archetypes that are illustrated in this book. So I'll be also trying to explain a bit about those. So the first one is workaholic, that is trapped in endless business, often burned out. Like you are having a work of 3 to 4 hours, but you are sitting on it for 12 to 13 to 14 hours inside the office without eating, just tensed all the time, and it will just make you feel burned out. It is not going to help you anyhow. Second one is the lazy enthusiast, like who embraces strategic laziness, right? Finding new insights and fulfillment. And the third one is skeptic, like questions whether laziness can truly be productive, providing a counterbalance to the book's thesis. Okay. So next one we will be jumping on to overcoming procrastination and fear. So here I'll be telling you a nightly ritual I discussed before, but after discussing something, I'll be discussing mortality and motivation, right? So inspired by Steve Jobs' Stanford speech, this book urges readers to keep mortality in mind, remembering that life is finite. Uh, you know, helps strips away trivial worries and emboldens us to pursue our true ambitions without fear of failure. And ownership of choices. The author emphasizes that blaming circumstances or others for our inaction is a trap. The empowerment comes from accepting that we are the architects of our own lives. This mindset fuels proactive and decision making and breaks the cycle of procrastination, right? Here, the simple nightly habit I discussed before is: first step, review your day hour by hour. Take 10 minutes of your time in every night. And first step you do is review your day hour by hour. Second, note what worked and what didn't. According to your timetable, what you decided, what worked and what didn't. And then set three key tasks for tomorrow, right? Try this tonight, set a timer for 10 minutes and reflect on your day. Tomorrow, let us know if you felt more focused or relaxed, right? Okay. Here, now let's talk about some productivity hacks. Quality over quantity, right? Here is a challenge, right? For the traditional definition of productivity is doing more. Instead, advocating for doing what matters most, even if that means doing less overall, that is productivity in nowadays. Productivity is about quality, not quantity, right? You are completing a task of 1 hour in 45 minutes and you are completing it working very hard in 2 hours, right? Productivity is considered while you are completing a task in its given time, right, with definite resources, or whether you take some help or anything else, but yes. And second is balance and well-being. A recurring theme is the importance of balance, right? The author urges that mental and emotional well-being should take precedence over relentless work, right? By embracing a slower pace, we can achieve greater fulfillment and long-term success. Okay, here 80-20 rule is 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Focus on the most important tasks and let the rest go. Okay, here I want to ask a question. What's your biggest time waster? Like social media, meetings, overthinking, YouTube? Whatever you feel, just comment in the section, right? Next, we'll be talking upon practical exercises or some rituals for overcoming procrastination. There is one Japanese way. The author mentions here, like Kaizen, time blocking, like to help you get started even when you feel lazy, right? So, I already talked about some nightly ritual, right? Review your day hour by hour, identify what worked and what didn't, set three value tasks for each for the next day, and refine your to-do list to focus on what truly matters, right? Here is next, that is work weekly planning. Use the death calendar to visualize your time. I discussed it before, right? And reflect your life's direction and adjust course as needed, right? And intentional downtime, that is schedule regular breaks for yourselves, and leisure activities. Use idle moments for reflection, not mindless distraction, right? Okay, here is a one mini exercise for you. Here I have a mini exercises for you. Okay, set a timer for 5 minutes and tackle a small task you have been putting off, right? And afterwards, comment done. If you did it, you might inspire someone else, right? Next, here we come, and here we have the power of saying no. We previously also discussed, right? But here also there is a great thing. I have read it many times, many books mention it, and this is really a very, very nice sign, right? Learning to say no. It is a superpower. It is very crucial skill to develop in yourself, right? This book also encourages readers to set boundaries and avoid overcommitting, right? To preserve energy for what truly is important and what matters you, right? It frees your time, it frees up your time for what truly matters, okay? Here, the library mindset. Imagine your life as a library. Only keep the books, activities, people, thoughts that adds value in your life, right? Here, this is about curating your life as you would a library thoughtfully, right? Intentionally, and with a focus on quality over quantity. This means being selective about commitments, relationships, and even thoughts, ensuring that everything in your life adds value. If you could remove one book from your life's library, what would it be? And what's one you would add? Okay? Let me also know. I'll also be telling you in my next video about this. Okay. So here we are with some conclusion, right? And some takeaways from this very amazing book, this The Art of Laziness by Library Mindset. It is not about avoiding work, right? But about working with intention and purpose. By embracing strategic laziness, readers can boost creativity and innovation, achieve more by doing less, avoid burnout, and maintain long term motivation, cultivate a fulfilling and balanced life. Okay, I have a final challenge for you now. Uh, okay, laziness, when done right, is about being intentional, right? It's about working on what matters, resting without guilt, and living a life you actually enjoy. So, for the next week, try being productive lazy, okay? So, focus on your top three tasks each day. Schedule real downtime and reflect each night. Follow that nightly routine we have discussed before and come back and share your results. Did you feel more creative, less stressed, or more you? So, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed talking to me, describing something else, and if you want me to share more of something, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that buttons with a friend who needs to hear that it's okay to slow down, right? And don't forget to comment your thoughts, experiences, and lazy wins below. Let's start a revolution. one nap at a time. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the laziest way is the smartest way. Thank you so much. Have a very nice day.